Then we're ready to go.
Oh, man. I'm not, obviously.
Come on. Get yourself together, man.
Pull it together, man. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is John, and this is Race Car Spelled Backwards Gen 2, episode 97. John, what's up, man?
Not much, but I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready?
No, I was ready.
Oh, well. We're rolling with it this time. We've done plenty of tests today. I mean, eventually, I feel like there's going to come a day where we're going to plug all our mics in.
And just go.
And everything's going to sound perfect from test 1. And, like, we won't even have a test number 2.
You think that'll be episode 100?
I doubt it.
Okay.
So, speaking of episode 100, you're out of town.
Really?
Yeah, so I was going to have your mom fill in, but it might just be like a bonus episode, episode 99.5.
Yeah. What are we going to do for episode 100?
I don't know.
Going to do anything special?
I don't know. Probably not.
All right.
I think me and Jamie had a cake on episode 50. Like a cup, not even a real cake. It was like a Little Debbie Christmas tree cake. Maybe it wasn't even a Christmas tree. It was a Little Debbie, I believe. And we had a candle.
Oh, wow.
One. I think maybe that was our 1-year episode, though. It wasn't number 50. We quit celebrating at some point. It's like,
I feel like we got to do something for 100, though.
oh, 100, yeah. That's a big deal.
That's triple digits.
Yeah, I mean, we have to get with Sydney. Maybe we can get a hookup, do some kind of special 100 episode sticker. We can come up with something.
Yeah.
Sydney's brilliant. If anybody can come up with something, she can. I know we can. We'll try. We'll
give it our best shot.
We'll have another cake. Maybe we'll do real cupcakes this time instead of little Debbie cakes. I'll splurge. I'll go get us some real cupcakes.
We'll get off that Jamie gas station diet.
Ooh, Jamie will kill you with that gas station diet. You've traveled with Jamie.
I know. Although he let me eat.
I think he just, because of your age, he felt bad. He's like, this is probably like borderline child abuse if I don't feed John at this point.
What's scary is I turn 18 next year, so that's out the window.
Yeah, you're going to starve on all the future trips.
Yeah.
I mean, if we go to, at 17, he might not feed you. You're like, boy, I'm just toughing you up.
Getting you ready
for 18. A little bit of practice. We're not going to feed you.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
So, speaking of Sydney, make sure you check out Designs by Sydney. She's got some really cool hand-drawn minimalist NASCAR driver stickers. I know for a fact she's currently working on a Joseph Newgarden Indy 500 winning sticker. So,
the two-time?
Definitely Mr. Two-time. We can call him two-time now.
Yeah.
So she's working on a custom sticker from that race. But if you got any custom stickers, ads, T-shirts, logos, anything you need professionally or for just personal use, Designs by Sydney. Make sure you go check her out. She'll take care of you. And speaking of Designs by Sydney, right now for the month of June, if you use promo code CAR, C-A-R, 624 at checkout, you'll get free shipping. So,
where do we get 624 from?
I don't know.
Okay. I was wondering if that had any significance.
June 2024.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
That sounds right.
So, CAR, C-A-R, 624.
All right. Yeah, that sounds right.
Get free shipping this month. So, make sure you use that. Also, want to give a shout out to my little cousin.
Oh, yeah.
So, Bo McElwain, congratulations, bud.
Yeah.
We saw side-by-side SXX racing. Pulled off the victory there. It was really cool to see. future NASCAR driver in the family, maybe.
Hopefully, that'd be awesome.
I told his parents, I said, hey, I'm glad y'all are funding this adventure.
Yeah.
My children did not want to race, so I'm just going to enjoy watching your children race.
Nope.
I think it's awesome. I got to watch some of the videos.
It looked cool.
He was on the podium, first place win. I mean, I've never been to an SXS race, but I think we need to go now.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
I'd mess that all. It'll sound like something it's not.
Oh gosh.
I promise.
We're not trying to get an explicit rating.
Yeah. Ever since Jamie left the show, we've been non-explicit. So
let's not
go there again.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's really cool to see Bo out there racing. I mean, you never know what the future holds.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see him in a legend car one day.
That'd be awesome.
Then we don't have to go far to the race.
Yeah.
Just run right down the street and watch them race. So, Bo, way to go, man. We're proud of you. We think it's really cool. When your cousin has a racing podcast and you win a race, you're probably going to end up on the show. So I think there's actually room in between us for Bo to sit. I mean, we'd probably have to share a microphone with him, but I mean, we've got an 8-channel mixer there. I mean, surely we can get another mic to plug in.
Yeah, you probably could.
So, Bo, next time you win a race, Bo, if you want to, have your daddy bring you over, and you can be on the show with us. You just sit right here in between us. So, other than that, what else is going on? Anything that we need to talk about before we get into the racing stuff?
Not that I'm aware of.
I want to give a shout out to Day 41 Apparel. I got my shirt today. It says, "Be the light to overcome the darkness" on the back. Something from Matthew 5:14. So, Day 41 Apparel. Shirt fits great. I like it. If you're looking for a good shirt, I just got it today, but quality feels great. Shirt fits perfect. So, I'm happy with it. Other than that, let's jump into racing hot takes, John.
All right.
Before we get going,
yeah,
let's start with the talk of the town. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets penalized $75,000 for punching Kyle Busch. What are your thoughts on that?
Probably about the same as everyone else. I think it's a little too much.
Do you think he should have got a penalty at all?
I do.
For what?
I mean,
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying, for what?
I don't think you should be able to go around punching people and get away scot-free.
So what's the difference between him punching Kyle Busch and Kyle Busch intentionally wrecking Ricky Stenhouse Jr.?
Oh, there isn't. NASCAR's given out fines for intentionally wrecking before. Why not now?
Especially when you go on a podcast. I guess the only difference is Kyle Busch went on Kenny Wallace's podcast and admitted to wrecking Ricky Stenhouse, and Denny Hamlin admitted it on his own podcast. So maybe it has to be your podcast for it to count.
So Kyle Busch is safe then.
Yeah.
So he's good.
As long as you don't have your own podcast, Kyle, you don't have nothing to worry about. NASCAR won't penalize you for admitting it on a podcast unless it's your podcast. Or maybe it's just a Dirty Mo Media podcast.
Who knows?
I mean, there's all kind of factors here. So,
but no, I think they both should have been fined. I don't think Ricky should have been fined $75,000. I think that's a little steep, but I do think there should have been some kind of punishment. I don't think you should be able to get away scot-free punching people.
I mean, look, Daniel Suarez, he did not agree with the punch or with the penalty. Chase Elliott didn't even know about the penalty.
Yeah, apparently Chase Elliott doesn't follow any NASCAR whatsoever.
Live in a cave? I mean, Bob Parker's is like, Chase, what do you think about the $75,000 penalty? He's like, what? $75,000? Whoa,
you got penalized?
Drop the mic. Penalty? I didn't even know I got penalized.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Chase knew the penalty was coming.
Right.
Like, we all knew the penalty was coming.
But apparently he follows no social media whatsoever when it comes to NASCAR.
Or news. Or anything. Like, it's...
Apparently he doesn't have anyone that talks to him about NASCAR during his week at all.
He needs some friends, man. Like, Chase, you can come hang out with me, buddy.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll come adopt you.
You're not that far. I mean, it's an hour and a half. We'll come pick you up next week. We'll go fishing. How about that?
Yeah, we'll do some trout fishing.
I think they stock on Friday, so we hit the streams on Saturday maybe. And, of course, he's got racing next week.
He's got race. We can't do it on the weekend.
His will just be midweek fishing.
Yeah.
You might catch something, you might not. But either way, we'll talk to you about racing and let you know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, that way you don't get surprised.
I couldn't imagine being that far out of the loop.
Right, not knowing Ricky got fined. Like,
I mean,
that was the big talk this week.
not knowing anything. Like if legit, like that is, like you said, that's the big talk. That was the talk.
Right.
I mean, last week they had the Hall of Fame deal, so penalties got dropped on Wednesday. This week
I guess
we
I
had
threw him off.
this week we had a holiday, so penalties won't get dropped till tomorrow. I'm expecting a penalty to be dropped tomorrow.
From who?
Austin Hill.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can't legit pick somebody's car up and spin them out.
Yeah, no.
Like
Yeah.
that changed the outcome of the race, in my opinion. But we'll get to that too. Don't worry. Austin Hill always seems to end up on this show.
Yeah.
For something he's done.
He's got a talent for that. It's about the only talent.
I wouldn't mess with him. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he is.
You know, he's a perfect enforcer for RCR. And nobody's going to mess with him.
He's a good RCR guy.
Kind of like Chocolate Myers. Nobody messed with him.
Right.
Same deal, Austin Hill. I'm not going to mess with him. I love you, Austin. You're great.
Yep.
Austin's great.
Favorite driver.
So, Butterbean Queen won his first race of the season in dominating fashion Saturday night at Tri-County Speedway. What did you think about that race?
Oh, it was a great race. That was great short track racing.
Yeah, they move you out of the way. It's kind of cool to watch those guys. I mean, just think about it. We have like arguably the best drivers in the world, stock car drivers in the world in our NASCAR series, right? These guys go out on a short track, put on a better show, and I think a lot of it has to do with the car, but their talent level, like look at the truck series. They can't touch each other in the truck series without putting each other in the wall.
Right.
You watch the Cars Tour series, these guys are beating and banging, and they keep going. Yeah. 30 laps, they'll do this. It's like no big deal. So, I don't know. I think the Cars Tour should be the stepping stone for the Xfinity series. If the truck is now the stepping stone for the Cup series, I think you go straight from Cars Tour to Xfinity. I mean, look at Carson.
Yeah.
Carson Quaffel's doing great in the Xfinity car. He's doing great in the ARCA car.
Yeah.
So
we've got some good talent coming up in NASCAR.
Carson's got a brother who's a really good driver too.
I did not know that.
If Caden Quaffle is his name. So Caden drives the Super Lates.
Oh.
He drove the series that ran before Dale Jr. and them did at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
I don't know that Caden was actually driving in that race. I don't really know anybody who drove in that race except Dale Jr. and Carson Quaffle.
Yeah.
But it's because we didn't have any announcers or
right. We had nothing.
We were just kind of out there on a boat. But no, congratulations, Butterbean. It is his first win of the season. Great job.
Yep. Like I said, we have some great talent up and coming for NASCAR.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, for a while there, it was kind of like, what's going to happen? Because there really wasn't a lot of big eyes on any younger talents for a while. I
mean, you got Corey Heim. You got Eckes.
Yep.
Sanchez. I don't know what Justin Allgaier's plans are, but I think he proved Sunday he could drive just about anything.
Yeah.
Which I don't know that I ever had a doubt about that. Justin just never got the break in the Cup Series to be in quality equipment like he did Sunday.
Right.
But you look at the Xfinity Series, you got Sammy Smith, Sam Mayer. You got a lot of young talent.
Right. I mean, we've got a lot.
I remember when it was
you even got Cars Tour with great talent in it as well.
That want to move up.
Right.
So, and you're seeing those opportunities like Dale Jr. is helping out. Butterbean, that wasn't a Dale Jr. deal, but he's out there in a Toyota.
Yeah.
Tricon. Got him in a truck. So I would like to see Butterbean personally go into the Xfinity Series next and not the Truck Series. I would like to see Butterbean in a Gibbs car. I hate to put him in hate to leave him in a Toyota, but that's the route he's taking. So why not put him in a Gibbs car on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, that would be.
Joe, we got a guy for you. We know a guy, Joe.
We know a guy.
If you're looking for the future, we know a guy.
But yeah, so I think 10 years we're gonna have a lot of good talent in NASCAR.
I have to agree with you. All right, so We went for the triple Sunday. We attempted your first ever
Yep.
watching Monaco, the Indy 500, and we attempted to watch the Coke 600. So you still haven't completed all three.
Nope. So we're gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it again next year.
You got Monaco, the Indy 500, and the Coke 373.
Yep.
But you'll get there.
Yeah. I'm trying.
I would like
baby steps.
I would like to see Larson do the real double next year, and us watch all three.
Yeah, we'll have a little, redemption for all of us.
Yeah, that's a long day of racing, though.
Yeah, it was.
It's a lot of racing, a lot of different racing too.
Legit, from we get home from church till like
Midnight.
11:00, midnight.
Whenever they called the race, and I legit went to bed. Like,
yeah,
I'm out, and I was asleep. I was done. Stick a fork in me. All right, first race we watched was the F1 race, Monaco. The starting 10 drivers finished in the top 10.
Yeah,
like they started.
Apparently, that was a really boring F1 race.
Honestly, I thought that was just F1. I didn't know we have exciting F1 race. Like, look, Monaco, to me, it's not about the racing. It's about the venue. It's about the history, about the tradition. Like,
yeah,
you got the triple. You got three of the biggest crown jewels in racing are held on the same day.
Yeah,
Monaco, Indy, and Charlotte. Like, that's saying something when you win one of those races, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, who won the F1? What's the dude's name?
Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, Leclerc, driving for Ferrari. So, yeah.
And he's from there, so
yeah, that's cool. Hometown boy won.
Yeah, so I mean, great for him.
Boring, probably, but
you had Max Verstappen saying he wished he brought his pillow in middle of the race.
He wouldn't have been bored if he'd have been leading.
No.
I guarantee he wouldn't have come over the radio and said that if he was leading, but he wasn't. He should have qualified better.
Yeah.
What do you want me to tell you?
If where you start is where you finish, then
maybe you should run 800 laps of practice and get a little better.
Yeah, take a page out of Joey's book.
The announcers do great.
They do.
The TV coverage is phenomenal.
Yeah, as boring as that race was, it was interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's visually pleasing.
Yeah.
But
if you think about it too hard, then
the sound of it, audibly, it sounds amazing. It's just the product on track is not that good. You know what it reminds me of? NASCAR. The product on the track's not that good, but all we need to do is do better on our visuals and our audibles. We need it to sound better and look better, and then you don't have to make your product better.
You know what? I will say, after doing Monaco and the Indy 500, I was really disappointed with the booth for the Coke 600.
There's no excitement. They're just like, hey, Clint.
Yeah.
Did you see that? He just went through the grass. Oh, my God, Kevin. He touched the turf with his left tires. You see him going, hey, Mike, what do you think? Well, there they go.
It was so boring. Like, it was honestly like a breath of fresh air to watch Monaco and the Indy 500. Just listen to it, and then to go to the Coke 600, I was like, man, we're really lacking. Like, this is not exciting like the past two races. And I'd honestly say the Coke 600 was more exciting to watch, like on track, than Monaco, but I still enjoyed Monaco more than the Coke 600.
And it's obviously our TV partners make a big difference.
Yeah.
F1 has a solid partnership there. The booth is great.
Yep.
Indy was the second race we watched. So
phenomenal.
Joseph Newgarden slingshots past Award going into turn 3 on the very last lap.
On the outside. Takes
the lead, wins the race, back-to-back. First time that's happened since 2002.
Yeah.
And Newgarden's my guy. Like, if I had to pick an Indy driver to pull for, it's going to be Newgarden. I wanted Larson to win the race.
But after that speeding penalty, that was out of the question.
And let me just say this. Larson was competitive all day.
Yeah.
Larson made some mistakes early on. He adjusted his driving styles, overcame them, and ran solid.
Yep.
Even when he got the speeding penalty and came back out, he was still running solid.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, he just made that mistake too late into the race.
I know Larson's really disappointed about how everything turned out, but I think he just went and showed the world that NASCAR drivers know how to drive. Not all of them. I don't think there's a lot that could do the double that could run an Indy car though. Actually,
No.
maybe we probably got 5, and I'm not even going to name them because I'm just guessing. But these guys don't. A lot of these Cup drivers don't drive other things. Larson drives everything.
Yeah.
So
Larson drives a lot.
Yeah, for him getting, I heard one of the commentators say something about it's not that big a deal for Larson to jump in an open wheel car because that's what he's used to driving is open wheel cars, and that's true. He really is.
Yeah. Sprints, midgets, all that.
All of it's open wheel, so I mean it's not that big of a stretch. But I mean, he represented. I hope he does it again.
Yep.
He's got my support. I mean, I was glued to the TV every time one of the green and orange, or it's not orange. What color is it?
It was blue and orange.
No, but it's not orange. It's got a kind of periwinkle or something.
Oh, I called it orange.
Yeah, so anytime the blue and the orange car got all squirrely, I was like, oh, no, it's just Dixon. Thought that was Larson again.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, in a race that saw all the rookies wreck out in the first 50 laps.
50, that's being a little generous.
That's true.
It was like 15.
But Larson didn't.
No, Larson.
He didn't wreck. He didn't wreck all weekend.
No.
Made one mistake. Clean that up. Come back, do it again.
And I'll point this out. I'm pretty sure every mistake Larson ended up making, like, he misses a shift on the restart. Well, he fixed his restarts, and his restarts were improving all day. And early in the race, he gets a draft, and he goes to make a pass, but he goes in a little too aggressive, has to back off. I think he even lost a spot for that. But after that, he started making passes. Like, he just, like it was nothing. So every mistake he made, he corrected and improved and never made that mistake and didn't make that mistake again. So I think if he would have gotten that speeding penalty, if he would have locked up his brakes going into the pit road, lap 50 on when without all the cautions and his first green flag pit stop earlier in the race, I think he would have had a much better shot of a better finish because I don't think he would have made that same mistake again.
And he didn't get. That's the thing. Like, they had so many cautions the first 150 laps. He never had a chance to make a green flag.
Right.
But like, I agree. I think if he would have made that mistake lap 50, lap 60, somewhere around there, he would have had plenty of time to come back. Because I mean, he did. He missed the shift on the restart, the opening restart. Missed the shift. Went back to 16th, I believe.
Something like that.
Worked his way back up in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like he did that.
Like his green flag pit stop, I think he was running 5th, 6th, something like that.
I think so. I mean, he dropped back 10 positions, like you said. So, no, I mean, I think Larson did a great job. I mean, the Indy 500 was phenomenal.
It was the whole such a good race.
From the whole time.
So good.
They had everything we asked NASCAR to have, they had.
Yeah.
Passing, racing, competitiveness, interest, entertainment.
It was certainly entertaining.
The Indy 500 legit checked all of the boxes for racing that I want.
Absolutely.
So NASCAR, Steve Phelps, when you wake up from your nap, check it out. Watch the Indy 500. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Now, I know most fans, like Steve likes to say, drivers and fans don't know what they want. He does. I'm hoping he'll watch the Indy 500. Hopefully he was entertained. Because if he was entertained, then we might get entertainment in the future. That's how I read that. But no, I hope Kyle does it again. I really do. And I'm pretty sure he will. So, all right. The Charlotte Coke 373. Was that a good race in your opinion?
Okay. Here's my opinion. I think what we saw, if we got the whole race, I would have said it was a good race. I believe if we got the whole race, it would have been a good race. And I think the first half of a little over half of what we got was about what you would expect in the first half of a normal Coke 600.
Yeah, just taking it easy.
Right.
Conserve your stuff.
Nothing too crazy.
You got 600 miles to go.
Right. Like, this is an endurance race. We don't expect people to be going crazy the first half of the race, even the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
It's a long endurance race.
Yeah, Byron, stay on the track. Or not.
Whatever you prefer. But I think if it was a full 600, I think it would have been a great race. And I think what we saw was a good first half of what was supposed to come.
Well, Christopher Bell was awarded the victory by default because he was in the lead when NASCAR decided to go to bed.
Right.
I voted no for the Jeff Gluck poll only because I don't feel like they got to race.
Yeah.
I feel like they were just – there's 4 stages. We made it through 2.
Yeah.
200 of the 400 laps we ran. 373 miles of the 600. What you saw in the first stage, I feel like, were people just surviving.
Yeah.
Filling their cars out. These are the changes. Let's make some changes. Stage 2 got a little racier.
Yep.
People raced. We saw a little bit more aggression coming out. I think it was setting up to be a great stage 3 and a phenomenal stage 4. Yes. I don't think it was Kansas.
No. But I think it was going to be a fairly good Coke 600.
Yes, I do too. It was definitely going to – I think it would have been a decent race. So
here's something for you. Now, the whole rule where if they make it halfway through the race, and they can then cancel it and it's official. When you have your longest race of the year, halfway through the race isn't that much. Making it halfway through the race doesn't mean all that much when it's your longest race of the year. If it's a 400, okay. But a 600, you almost have a full 400 miles to go. You have 300 miles to go. You almost have a whole nother race to run at that point. So I think calling it at the halfway point on your biggest race of the year is so cheap. Like, I feel like I got scammed out of a whole race.
I think a lot of people feel that way. I felt that I was just defeated. When they came on TV and they're like, all right, we got high humidity today. We're going to call the race.
What?
So, Jeff Gluck poll. Do you want to guess or did I already tell you?
I think you already you told me it was like in the 20s or something.
Yeah, okay. My bad. I wasn't supposed to tell him.
No, you weren't.
I can't help it. We talk.
Yeah.
We live in the same house.
You said like 22 or something?
So 76% said no, it was not a good race. 24% said yes, it was a good race. Making it the lowest Charlotte 600 ever. The only thing to be worse than this was an all-star race back in 2017. And as we discussed last week, all-star races don't perform very well.
Right. So it's pretty bad. I mean, one of your biggest races of the year.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of skip around a little bit. So you've already brought this topic up. Should we shorten a crown jewel event for weather ever? I don't think we should.
No. I'm with you there.
So crown jewels for me, really that I don't think the Daytona 500, the Coke 600, I'll even give you the Brickyard 400 because it's at Indianapolis, and then the championship race. NASCAR can make an amendment on Thursday if they want. They can make an amendment Saturday while they're using the bathroom to the rule book. Just make a change. If it's one of those 4 events, championship race, Daytona 500, Coke 600, Brickyard 400. If it's one of those, it cannot be shortened by weather, especially the Coke 600. The 600 is built on 600 miles.
Right.
Without 600 miles, you no longer have the Coke 600. You have the Coke 373.
Right.
The Coke 500, the Coke 400. It's
not the same.
You've completely removed the crown jewel from it.
When your race is based off its length, you can't shorten it.
Ever. I don't care what your rule book says. I don't care what Jordan Bianchi believes. You cannot shorten a crown jewel event.
Gosh.
Or it takes away from it.
I couldn't stand Jordan Bianchi on the teardown this week.
He wore you out.
Yeah, he did. It was exhausting.
The last couple episodes, I have not agreed with Jordan. And I'm telling you, last year when I met Jordan at Bristol, I was one of the few people over there who did not think Jordan cheated, and I was Team Jordan. But ever since the championship Phoenix baggage claim, I can't do it. I just can't get behind it. So if you haven't listened to the teardown,
you've been forewarned.
Yeah, you might not like what Jordan has to say. But no, I mean, a crown jewel event, should never be shortened ever.
Yeah.
It, like you said, it just takes away from it.
It's just not the same. Like I know Christopher Bell doesn't feel like he truly won the race. Like, he doesn't feel like
he didn't,
because I mean, you're right. I mean, he didn't win.
He was leading at halfway.
Yeah, and like I said, when halfway is, you still have 300 miles to go.
You still have a whole Xfinity race to run.
Yeah, so it's
you haven't. Much. You've won at Charlotte, and your name might
Austin Dillon might potentially be able to lead at halfway.
I mean, Austin Dillon's won some races, so it's been a while.
It has been a while.
A long time. I mean, he's in the museum. So, Kyle Larson misses the Coke 373 to run the Indy 500.
Man.
Should NASCAR give Kyle Larson a waiver?
Absolutely. 100%. Why wouldn't you?
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, you've given a waiver to everyone else that needed one or asked for one. And secondly, the amount of publicity that HMS and Larson brought to NASCAR because he was running the Indy 500 was more than anything he could have ever done running the Coke 600.
I agree. I don't think so. First off, I don't think Rick Hendricks makes the call. Rick ain't making that call to stay in Indy without knowing NASCAR will give him a waiver.
Yeah.
Rick made a phone call and said, "Can we get a waiver?" And NASCAR said, "Yes, sir, you can." And Rick said, "We're staying in Indy."
Right.
Because like you said, what Rick Hendrick, what Kyle Larson, what doing the double, what being in Indy did for NASCAR is more than Jim France has done for NASCAR since he came back. I'm sorry, Jim, but it's just a fact. The publicity, like Indy's ratings were through the roof. Their TV ratings were,
oh my gosh,
like almost up by 1 million.
It was insane.
I have a feeling the Cup race is going to be up too. Even the shortened, just go by the initial numbers. And I have a feeling it's going to be up because Kyle Larson just showed the world that NASCAR is legit.
Yeah.
These are good drivers.
Leading up to Monaco and Indy, I saw a bunch of people only talking about Monaco and Indy. Like, a bunch of people only watch Monaco and Indy. But with Kyle Larson coming in and doing so well at Indy, now you've got people, well, okay, Monaco, Indy, and the Coke 600 now.
Might as well watch it.
Yeah, I mean,
I've already made it through these two.
Yeah, if a NASCAR driver can do so good in IndyCar, in the Indy 500, then let's go see what the rest of them can do in their own cars.
And I believe if Kyle Larson would have, I think Kyle Larson would have went out and won the race. I'm sorry. I think his determination at that point was going to be at a level of, I have to prove myself now.
Yeah.
He felt bad for speeding on pit road. He felt like he let everybody down.
I feel so bad for him.
I do too, because I'm so proud to say I'm a NASCAR fan because of what Kyle Larson just did.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, kind of a Kyle Larson fan right now.
It's honestly, though.
The dude can, I've always loved watching him drive sprints. Him in a sprint car is almost magical. It's like Dale Jr. in a late model stock. It's just something special about Kyle Larson in a sprint car.
Yeah.
So to see him drive at Indy, I mean, like I said earlier, that's my guy. That's how I felt. Like, I had a guy in the race.
Yeah.
And not just Newgarden. I mean, I adopted Newgarden as my guy because he's from Nashville, went to school with Josh Berry. I mean, you got to like anybody go to school with Josh Berry, he's got to be cool.
Right.
So I adopted Newgarden as my favorite Indy driver. But I was pulling for Larson, man.
Yeah, I was too.
And I think NASCAR will definitely give him a waiver. This brought attention to NASCAR from a group that doesn't normally watch NASCAR.
I mean, there were 300,000 people in Indianapolis watching that race, watching Larson.
Don't get excited. We have 40,000 come to Phoenix every year.
Calm
Calm down there. That baggage claim's bringing them out right and left, boy.
I don't know, but every time they showed the stands
It's
in
crazy.
Indianapolis, like I couldn't help but just go, "Wow, look at how many people are there for that race."
Makes you want to go.
It does. It does.
I know Jordan doesn't. Jordan on the teardown, he does not think Kyle should get a waiver, and I disagree. There's no way Kyle don't. Like, legit, NASCAR suspended Chase Elliott, said you can't drive this weekend for actions detrimental on the track. And Chase had to sit out. Next week, NASCAR says, here's your waiver, Mr. Elliott. If you want to run for the championship, we'd love to still have you run for the championship. I mean.
Yeah. And wasn't that the year he won the championship?
No, this was last year.
Oh, that was last year?
This is his injury year.
Oh.
Most of the time, the waiver is for injury. Like, Kyle Busch got one for an injury. Bowman got a waiver. I mean, they've given waivers.
Yeah.
I think there was a substance abuse issue one time. Somebody failed a drug test and missed a race. I don't think they got a waiver, but I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah.
Brandon will let us know.
Yeah, I'm sure. But like Jeff said on the teardown, in the rule, it says, yeah, it has its rule, and then at the end, or it's something like, unless decided by NASCAR. So it's basically whatever NASCAR wants.
Yeah, NASCAR can change the rules at any minute. They have the rule book worded for such reasons.
Yeah, so they can do whatever they want, and they're gonna give Larson the waiver.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind that Rick Hendrick would make that call without already knowing.
Right, and could you imagine the backlash by not giving him a waiver?
NASCAR don't care about backlash, or they would have, they quit listening to the fans 15 years ago. So it really, to them, they do what they want to do anyway.
That's true.
I mean, that's just a fact.
Yeah. So, although I still think it'd be bad publicity.
Oh, yeah, but showing the Ricky Stenhouse Jr. punch all week and then finding him $75,000 saying, don't do that again. Bad Ricky, bad Ricky.
And then
showing it again every day after that. Yeah, I mean, the only thing consistent about NASCAR is their inconsistency.
That's a fact.
So who knows what they're going to do? They might not give him a waiver. Heck, I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be floored if they did not give him a waiver. So, I don't know. I know there's a lot of fans in the crowd Saturday night or Sunday night. Man, I keep saying Saturday. Sunday night, there's a lot of fans in the crowd who were mad because they called that race short.
I was.
On the teardown, Jordan said if you came down to the media center and walked out the door and looked from his angle,
it was soaked.
That track was soaking wet. But if you looked at the pictures and the video from the stands,
it was completely dry.
It was dry. Well, drying.
Yeah.
And then the video, NASCAR comes on and the booth comes on and Fox is like, they're not going to be able to get the track dry. We have way too high of humidity tonight. And then they show a video of the track dryers on the track from earlier in the night.
Yeah.
Like, that was not a recent video. So they're trying to convince us the track is still, they're trying to convince us it's still raining, basically. But rumor on the street is, I can't confirm this or not, but the rumor on the street is Fox got sleepy. Fox did not want the broadcast to go past midnight.
Yep.
Mike Joy's getting old. Most of NASCAR management's getting old. I understand.
They can't stay up.
Sundowners, they got to go to bed.
Yeah.
They got to get to bed before they start forgetting stuff. So
and 3 a.m. for one of their biggest races of the year, that's too much.
I mean, look,
they can't do it.
The crowd was packed. The fans were locked in the stands. They were ready to go.
The drivers were too.
Drivers are drinking coffee, doing Red Bull, Celsius, whatever. They're down there doing shots. They all jacked up on Mountain Dew like a spider monkey. They're ready to go racing.
Yeah.
And NASCAR's like, guys, we're tired. Mike's been up all day. Mike has to go to bed. Clint needs to go to bed. Why drive the track for an hour and a half just to call it?
It was like 2 hours. They drive that track for like 2 hours.
Yeah. Who cares if you got to go for another hour? We were ready.
I don't even think they needed another hour to drive that track.
I was ready. Like, I personally mentally, my mindset, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 a.m. is what it is. I got the day off work tomorrow. I can sleep in. Nope. Let's just go to bed, guys. Let's call it at 11.
Yeah, they called it like 11:30.
It's just very, very disappointing.
It was like, man,
This is what we get after all day.
and honestly, in the moment, it was like, okay, go into bed. But waking up the next day, it was like, man, that sucked.
It was such a letdown. Like, I wanted to see Larson jump in that car.
Yeah, I mean, you like right before they called the red flag out for rain, you had Allgaier like, man, this car is fast. Larson gets in this car, he's going straight to the front. This is a fast car, and we're all and then they show Larson coming down the helicopter, getting on the golf cart, running to his pit box, getting all suited up. Rain. We're like, all right, this is perfect.
Perfect time change driver.
Perfect. And then they start driving the track. We're like, all right, here we go. Larson's getting in this really fast car. He's starting from the back. We're about to watch Larson go from last to running for the lead. He could win this, have something come out of this pretty disappointing day for him so far. And then they call it.
Yeah, it made no sense. I've never seen a race get called for high humidity.
No.
I mean, we're really screwed in Atlanta next year. They're going to run that in June.
Let me tell you, NASCAR,
humidity's high.
It's really high here.
That track will probably stay wet for a month.
Yeah. So if that's what we're going off of, you can't race at Atlanta.
I've never, like, y'all are just making stuff up as you go.
Honestly, when they said that,
there's 12% cloud cover, and the track doesn't dry until we get up to 10.
When they said that on the broadcast,
I thought he was kidding.
I went, what? And then we turned it off and went to bed. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, did they really cancel that for high humidity?
I mean, the humidity prevented the track from drying. Although somebody, I can't remember who it was, on social media posted a picture of a quite dry track at like 1 o'clock in the morning for Jeff Gluck's quite track deal.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it looks dry to me.
We ran Daytona till like 1:30 in the morning one time, and Dale Jr. won. And I guarantee you, Junior Nation was late to work the next day because I was right there with them.
Yeah.
I remember that race. I vividly remember it. Like, Dale Jr. wins at like 1:30 in the morning. Like, my only goal was not to wake the kids up in the house. I was so excited. When Junior won, it was like an event, monumental event in my house. So I had to be careful not to wake the kids up. And I'm like, yay, yay. But I wanted to be really loud. So, no, I mean, you set the precedent. If you'll do it then, do it now. It's a crown jewel. We got the day off. All of America, well, most of America's off on Memorial Day.
Right.
So, no, horrible call, NASCAR. Horrible call, Fox. I know Fox is in on it. I mean, Fox would ruin Christmas. They ruin anything.
The fox that stole Christmas.
It is. Like, they're just joy killers.
Yeah.
Dream crushers. That's all Fox is. So, Chase Elliott wins his first Xfinity race in over 8 seasons in the 17 for Hendrick Motorsports this weekend. Do you think the Xfinity race was better than the Cup race?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was cool to see Chase go out there and win.
Yep. I thought the broadcasting was better too.
Broadcasting did great. I personally think Joey Logano should retire from driving and go straight to the booth next season.
I think Joey does great in the booth.
He does. Honestly. For me not to like the guy on the track, he is phenomenal in the booth.
Maybe the Fox booth is just that bad.
I don't think so. I think
Joey's actually good.
I think he's good. I think he needs to go with Dale Jr. to prime.
Oh, that would be cool.
I would be all good for that. I wonder if Amazon, I mean, with NASCAR cutting money and all that, all these budget cuts with NASCAR, maybe Joey should just take a TV deal. That's where the money's at.
Yeah.
Probably make more.
Because, I mean, you're not making it from racing no more.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. Let's go get in the booth. Now, I thought the way the Xfinity cars race,
it was so cool.
They could pack air and move you out of the way without having to wreck you. Like, you don't see, Ryan Blaney, halfway through the race, they're talking about how these cars drive. He goes, "Man, I miss that."
Yeah.
Like he's straight. The drivers are starting to take digs at the Cup car now.
It's awesome.
I love it.
I love it.
We don't like what we're seeing. It's good to know they don't like what they're putting on the track too.
Right.
I actually respect the drivers more for that than if they try to feed me the load of this car is great. You don't know what you like.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was enjoying this. My bad.
Yeah. But no, Ryan Blaney take that small dig. That was nice. That was really nice.
You had Allgaier. He won stage 1 and 2. He just got a little antsy, got a little overexcited, came up in all tie, put him in the wall, ended his day.
Yep.
Yeah, it happens. Justin redeemed himself later that night. Okay. So it's okay. What else? Austin Hill. We talked about this briefly.
Oh, yeah.
He intentionally, unintentionally, throttle got stuck, wrecked Cole Custer.
Yeah, so somehow he just kind of drove up into the back of him and
pushed him all the way down the back straightaway.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. It was an oopsies. It was an oopsies.
Obviously NASCAR's not into penalizing RCR.
Apparently.
I mean, I when we're talking about Ricky's penalty, I should have said this, but I think if Ricky would have appealed it, Kyle Busch would have got a penalty. Because he would have opened the whole can of worms back up. Yeah. I think his penalty would have got dropped from 75 to 50, and Kyle Busch would have got penalized something. Yeah. $10,000 for intentionally wrecking him, something.
Whatever happened. Yeah, whatever.
But obviously, NASCAR is showing favor to RCR, so Austin Hill, you do you, man.
Yeah.
Which means you wreck somebody when they race you, well, like you race them.
Yeah, so.
It makes sense. Yeah. Sure, Austin. We love you, Austin.
Yeah.
You're great.
Austin, good.
Austin is great. All right. He needs a penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, personally.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm sick of it. Honestly, I'm so sick and tired of penalties. I think NASCAR should say, boys, have at it. Y'all go for it.
No more NASCAR 2025. No penalties.
To no penalty edition. Yeah. I mean, I'm down for it.
Let's
drivers are not going to show their personality anymore because NASCAR will penalize them. Right. If they fight, I'm not condoning fighting by no means, but when they fight, let them fight it out. That's them showing their emotions.
Yeah.
I understand why I think you need a clear-cut definition, not a definition, a clear-cut penalty. You get into a fight, you get into an altercation after the race before leaving the racetrack. So if you get into a fight in the infield and it makes it on TV, social media, whatever, if people find out about this fight, $10,000, period. You know what'll happen though? You have drivers like showing up at the NASCAR hauler with 10 grand cash each, like here, and then they'll just fight it out, which would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
But right now,
could you imagine it's like a boxing match?
Yeah, $75,000 is a lot of money. They're not going to show emotion. Denny got penalized last year, 25 points for showing emotion on his show. Kyle Busch got away with it this year. Crazy. But NASCAR set a precedent where if you show personality, we will penalize you. No personality. We don't want personality. We want to be in control.
Yeah.
Which is the problem.
Yep. What else happened?
Sanchez won the truck race Friday night after Corey Heim dominated.
If I was Corey, I'd be pretty. Corey, he's in a pretty good spot for the championship right now. He's dominated the truck series. But I would still be pretty upset.
That last pit stop, boy, was a mess. Like, I watched it, too. Like, he dropped one lug nut. That tire changer, he's not changing tires next weekend.
Absolutely
not. Not only did he drop a lug nut.
He dropped his job.
Yeah. There was 3 loose lug nuts and 1 missing. Corey's lucky he finished the race with a tire.
Surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised. He even made it to the end.
Like, come on, guys.
Like, that's so bad.
And that wasn't his first. That wasn't the first mistake they made on pit road for the night. So they're gonna have to clean up their pit stops. Corey's probably the best truck driver on the track right now.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and he's in really good equipment, so that don't hurt. He did good when he filled in the Cup Series.
Yep.
I thought I thought it was a good race. Truck race was a good race. Xfinity race was the best race of the weekend. Well, Cars Tour was the best race of the weekend, but
Xfinity.
At Charlotte, Xfinity was the best race.
Xfinity was pretty good, though.
Oh, Xfinity was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was a really good race. I actually watched it, and I went back and watched most of it again today, trying to remember what happened to get ready for this show. So, the Xfinity race all the way around, which Jeff needs to start a new poll. Which race was better, Xfinity or Cup, every week?
Yeah.
And let's see then. I mean, our minor league product should never be better than our major league product, but it is.
I mean, we might as well just do it 3 ways and have the truck series in there.
Yeah.
But we know.
Yeah, we know. All right, so new charter deal is rumored to be coming out anytime now.
Yep.
Apparently, they're going to limit teams to 3 charters.
Okay.
Do you care?
No. I think cool.
Do you not think that gives Joe Gibbs and Rick Hendrick, because those 2 guys will be grandfathered in. So do you not think that gives them an unfair advantage?
No, it definitely does. And I think there should be some way of in the future. Because, like, does this mean they can, like, just forever hold 4 charters?
Well, see, that's my thing. Like, I think if you're going to go to 3, the goal should be to get Gibbs and Hendrick to 3.
Yeah, because, like, does that mean they just permanently get 4 drivers over, or an extra driver over everyone else now?
I think it should be like a 5-year phase down. Kind of like we do in heat and air. We phase stuff out. Well, phase a driver out. I mean, I hate to say it, but you got 4, you got 5 years to get down to 3.
Yeah.
Or 6 years, whatever. I mean, I don't know how long these charter deals are, usually like 8-year deals. So
right.
Maybe half of it. I don't know. I think 5 years is an acceptable number.
Yeah.
Like you have 5 years to cut back to 3 teams. Maybe make your 4th team your practice team that goes and does your tire test. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't personally know how I feel about it. Really.
I don't think they should have 4. Because it's just like you said, it's not fair.
I always feel, if you're going to limit the other guys to 3, you shouldn't have 4. No,
right.
I agree with that.
Yeah, like let's do it for everybody.
That's like saying
all the way around.
Speed limit's 55 unless you used to live here when it was 75. You can still drive 75, but the new people who move in, y'all have to drive 55.
Yeah, it's not fair.
It don't work. It don't work for me, and I don't think it's going to work here either.
No, so, they're going to have to somehow cut them down to 3.
Did we miss anything? What haven't we talked about?
I guess the only real thing that happened in the Coke 600, the pass in the grass, turf, whatever you want to call it.
Can't call it passing the grass. There's no grass.
Right.
Passing the turf.
Yeah.
Barely. Dale
Earnhardt's pass in the grass wasn't a pass, and then William Byron's pass in the grass wasn't in grass. So
I guess so by those standards, great job on the pass in the grass, William.
Yeah.
No, it was cool to see him drop that low.
Yeah.
But Kevin Harvick's like, believe it, the drivers know that's turf.
Yeah.
They know they can go through there. There's still a risk.
But not as much as grass.
No, they're not going to rip the splitter off the car.
Yeah, no.
I mean, personally, I think every racetrack should be required to have turf on the front straightaway grass. Because I'm tired of seeing. I understand that it should be a penalty for driving off the track, but come on,
tear up a car.
They go off the track at Atlanta, they will total a car. The whole front clip will get ripped off.
Yeah,
I've seen it happen numerous times. So, I think I'm a fan of the turf. I'm sorry. I think we should have turf everywhere.
That's not really a big issue for me.
I'm just saying, personally. I mean, I've 30-something years of NASCAR watching in. I like it better when the guy can make a little mistake and keep going.
Yeah.
Dale Jr. on lap 2 ran off into the grass at Texas and ripped the whole front end of his car off. Like, Texas is bad enough to watch, but without Dale Jr. in it
It's
back in the
really
day, it was
bad.
horrible. I might not have watched the whole race, to be honest with you.
So that's why you want turf everywhere.
Yeah, that probably really is truthfully. Like I have flashbacks, PTSD from watching that race, and there's certain events. That one is one that just Dale Jr. got his first win at Texas. Okay, Texas was a special place for Dale Jr.
Yeah.
Lap 2 rips his front end off. It's over. That was on him, 100% on him. His mistake. Still, I hate it.
Yeah.
Joey Logano barely beating out Dale Jr. on a fake caution at Talladega that shouldn't have came out. Still not happy about that one. Dale Jr. running out of gas on coming out of turn 4 at Charlotte. I still ain't happy about that one.
Devastated.
I mean, come on, Letarte. He just needed a little more.
Just had to fuel save a little bit more.
So, I mean, there's certain races that, yeah, still get to me. And,
yeah.
Well, that's one of them. So, what else we got?
Stuart Haas.
Oh, yeah, that is official. Before
Yeah.
we started recording, we did see that. Stuart Haas is no longer Stuart Haas.
Yep.
It didn't say anything about their Xfinity team.
No.
So, their Cup teams are gone.
Yep.
They no longer have, you will not have Stuart Haas driving in NASCAR next year. Not in the Cup Series. All 4 charters are for sale.
But they didn't. We don't know where the charters are going right now.
No, I mean, rumor is 2311, Trackhouse, front row.
Yeah.
That leaves one open for Dale Jr. We can only hope.
Get a JGR car.
Maybe Dale Jr. brings Noah home. Dale Jr. brings Noah Gregson home. Come on, son. This is where you excelled at. Put him in a car. What number would Dale Jr. be if he had a Cup car?
Can he do the 88?
I'm sure Rick would give him the 88. I would like to see him have the 8, but Kyle's not going to give that up.
Yeah. Dang it, Kyle.
He's already tarnished it anyway. But
it would have the font.
Dale Jr. has applied for the correct.
There we go. There's something else to talk about.
So maybe Kyle's going to give up the 8.
Go back to the 18.
Yeah, maybe Joe will give Kyle the 18 at RCR. Or maybe Kyle's going somewhere else. Yeah. I don't know that he's going to stay at RCR.
He's obviously not happy.
He is definitely not happy. I mean, he sucks just as bad as Ricky. Just ask him.
Yeah, he'll tell you.
But Dale Jr.'s applied for the trademark of the number 8. So maybe he's going to bring the 8 to his new charter Cup team series in 2025.
Could you imagine?
And Noah Gregson's going to drive it.
Noah Gregson running the number 8 Dale Jr. font, some kind of Budweiser scheme car in the Cup Series.
Be cool.
It would be pretty cool.
Have to be Budweiser too. Can't be Busch Light or.
No, it's got to be Budweiser.
Got to go old school. Dale Jr. red with the E and the 8. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think we could do it. I would pull for Gregson. I'd get a Noah shirt or hat or something. But I'd definitely pull for him if we did that. So I do hate it that Stuart Haas is closing. Said it before. NASCAR made Tony mad. This is what happens. He takes his money and leaves.
Yep.
Took it to NHR.
That's not surprising, though.
Which is Tony. Great racing, too.
Yeah. I mean, that's Tony for you.
Yeah, 100%. And he is 100% in the right.
Yeah.
I fully support Tony. We will miss them next year in the series.
Yep.
But I get it.
It's just what he had to do.
Yep. So that's it, right?
Yep.
So this weekend we got Gateway. So 1.25 mile track. We'll be at 3:30 p.m. on FS1. Should be a decent race. It's not a big enough track to be a great race.
Yep.
But it's not small enough like Richmond to really suck. So
really, yeah. So hopefully we'll get about some pretty average racing.
They're doing a private secret tire test today to make sure the tires will last. I don't know what tire they're taking. Maybe they're taking the softer tire, the Optimus Prime tire. I don't know what they're taking, but you got a shot, Goodyear. You got a shot. Don't mess it up. Every other motorsports has left you.
Yeah.
So don't mess up. That's why Goodyear should try harder.
Right.
Just try harder.
You're a staple in NASCAR. Don't make us want to get rid of you.
Yeah. So, other than that, thanks to everybody who watches the show each week, leaves us a review, listens to the show, shares us on social media. We greatly appreciate it. You can follow us on X. We're at Carb Backwards. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out all our other videos and our shorts. Check us out on Spotify. Make sure to follow us there and rate us. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review like Brandon did. When you leave us a review, it helps other people find the show. We greatly appreciate the reviews. Anybody who leaves us a new review, I'll read it on the show even. Just leave us a review somewhere, anywhere. Anywhere you can leave reviews. Bathroom stall, wherever you're at. Leave us a review. Give us a like and subscribe to us on YouTube Music. If you feel the need to, you're more than welcome to email us. We're racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com. And make sure to check out Designs by Sydney and support all her work. And remember, this month only, use CAR 624 to get free shipping on your next order. Other than that, y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.